Have you ever felt a pull? A whisper in your soul calling you to something bigger? For me, that call was the Himalayas. The name itself sounds like a challenge, an adventure. I pictured snow-covered peaks and ancient trails. This wasn't just a trip, it was a dream. A dream of standing among the tallest mountains on Earth. But what if it wasn't impossible? What if you could answer that call on a tight budget? This is the story of how that whisper became a roar. A journey into the heart of Nepal with less than $1,000. It's about discovering that the greatest riches aren't in your wallet. They are in the experiences you have and the challenges you overcome. This adventure is for everyone who has ever felt a connection to a mountain. You don't need to be a millionaire or a professional mountaineer. You just need a spark of courage and a willingness to take that first step. This journey will show you that the world's greatest wonders are within your reach. So come with me. Let's leave the noise of the world behind. We will explore ancient paths and meet incredible people. We will face challenges that test our bodies and spirits. And in the end, we will find that the real adventure was discovering the strength we had inside us all along. The journey begins now. Are you ready? Every great expedition starts with a plan. My goal? Trek the Himalayas for under $1,000. I watched flight prices for weeks and booked a round trip to Kathmandu for $600. I borrowed gear, bought used trekking poles, and invested in good boots. I chose the Annapurna region for its marked trails and tea houses. With $400 left, I budgeted carefully for food, permits, and accommodation. Adventure is accessible to everyone. You just need a plan and the courage to start. Landing in Kathmandu is an assault on the senses in the best way possible. The air is thick with the smell of incense, spices, and exhaust fumes. The sounds are a symphony of ringing temple bells and honking horns. I took a taxi to the Tamil district, the city's famous backpacker hub. The ride was an adventure through chaotic traffic. I found a simple guest house for $8 a night. I needed to get my trekking permits and acclimatize. I explored the city on foot, marveling at Durbar Square's wooden temples. The earthquake of 2015 had left its scars, but the spirit of the city was resilient. I avoided expensive tourist restaurants, opting for small, family-run eateries. I had my first taste of dal bhat, the national dish of Nepal. For less than $2, you could eat as much as you wanted. My final task was to get my permits at the Nepal Tourism Board office. Holding those permits felt like holding a golden ticket. The city had been an amazing introduction, but my eyes were on the horizon. The great Himalayan peaks were calling my name. The journey to the trailhead was an adventure in itself. I took a local bus from Kathmandu to Besisahar, the starting point for the Annapurna circuit. The bus was crowded and vibrant, a slice of real Nepali life. The journey took about 7 hours and cost only a few dollars. From Besisahar, the real trekking began. The first few days were a gentle introduction to the trail. I walked through lush, subtropical forests and crossed suspension bridges draped in prayer flags. Each step took me further away from the noise of the modern world. The landscape changed with every day and every 1,000 feet of elevation gained. I walked through charming Gurung villages, greeted by children with cheerful namaste. The daily routine was simple and beautiful. I would wake up with the sun, have a simple breakfast, and start walking. The physical effort was real, but the reward was immense. With every step, I felt stronger and more alive. I was walking into my dream, and it was even more incredible than I had imagined. This connection to the local culture was becoming the heart of my journey. As the sun set each day, the sight of a village was a welcome one. Tea houses are the lifeblood of trekking in Nepal. They are simple lodges run by local families, offering a bed and warm meals. Finding one was easy. I would just walk into a village and choose one that looked cozy. The owners would greet me with a warm smile and a cup of hot tea. The cost of accommodation was incredibly low. In the lower elevations, a room would often be free if you ate there. The heart of every tea house was the dining hall, a communal space with a wood-burning stove. Trekkers from all over the world would gather here in the evenings. We would share stories of our day on the trail. The food was simple, hearty, and exactly what my body needed. The star of the show was always dal bhat. The saying on the trail is dal bhat power, 24-hour. And it's true. A full day of food and lodging would cost me between $20 and $25. It was simple living at its best. Life on the trail settles into a powerful rhythm. Wake, eat, walk, eat, sleep. This simple cycle strips away all the complexities of modern life. Your only job is to put one foot in front of the other and move forward. This simplicity is liberating, allowing you to be fully present in the moment. The physical challenge is constant. Your legs ache, your shoulders feel the weight of your pack. The air gets thinner as you climb higher, and every breath becomes more deliberate. There were moments when I felt exhausted, but then I would look up. I would see the majestic peaks towering above me, their snowy crowns glistening in the sun. This incredible beauty was a powerful fuel. It reminded me why I was there and gave me the strength to take another step. As I gained altitude, the landscape transformed into an alien and beautiful world. The green forest disappeared, replaced by a rugged, alpine desert. The terrain was stark and raw, surrounded by a panorama of giant ice-covered mountains. This rhythm of the trek also connects you to the people of the mountains. I walked alongside local porters and shared parts of the trail with yak caravans. These encounters were a reminder that these trails are ancient highways, the arteries of life in this remote region. The ultimate challenge of the Annapurna circuit is crossing the Thorong La Pass. At 5,416 meters, it is one of the highest trekking passes in the world. The days leading up to the pass are all about acclimatization. Climb high, sleep low is the mantra. I spent a few days in the village of Manang, going on short day hikes to higher altitudes. The night before the pass crossing was filled with nervous energy. I stayed at Thorong Phedi, the base camp at 4,450 meters. I woke up at 3 a.m., the world outside pitch black and freezing cold. With my headlamp cutting a small beam of light into the darkness, I joined a silent line of other trekkers. The climb was the hardest physical thing I have ever done. Each step was a battle. My lungs burned, my legs felt like lead. But then, slowly, the first light of dawn began to appear. It exploded into a symphony of pink, orange, and gold. The light spread across the snow-covered mountains, revealing a world of breathtaking beauty. This sunrise, above the clouds, was my reward. It filled me with a renewed sense of purpose and strength. Finally, after hours of climbing, I saw them. A string of colorful prayer flags fluttering in the wind. I had reached the top of Thorong La Pass. I was overcome with emotion. I cried. I laughed. I stood in silent awe. I was standing on top of the world, surrounded by a 360-degree panorama of the Himalayas. The struggle, the pain, the cold, it all melted away. All that was left was a profound sense of achievement and gratitude. I had faced the challenge and I had overcome it. The journey down from Thorong La Pass is almost as challenging as the ascent. The path is steep and slippery with loose scree. My knees ached with every downward step. But the mood was completely different. The anxiety was gone, replaced by a feeling of pure joy and relief. The landscape on the other side of the pass was a dramatic change. I was now in the Mustang region, a high-altitude desert that felt like Tibet. The first major settlement after the pass is the holy town of Muktinath. It is a sacred pilgrimage site for both Hindus and Buddhists. Visiting Muktinath was a deeply spiritual experience. It was a reminder that these mountains are not just rock and ice. They are sacred places full of meaning and history. As I continued my descent, life started to flow back into the landscape. The final days of the trek were a time for reflection. The trek had changed me, showing me how little I truly need to be happy. The physical journey was ending, but the inner journey would continue for a long, long time. Flying out of Kathmandu, I looked out the window at the endless chain of Himalayan peaks. They were no longer just a picture in a magazine or a distant dream. I had walked among them, felt their power, and breathed their air. The journey was over, but something fundamental inside me had shifted. The mountains had taught me a powerful lesson. They taught me that our limits are often just illusions we create in our own minds. When we dare to push past them, we discover a strength we never knew we had. This journey cost me less than $1,000, but the richness it brought to my life is priceless. This adventure was never just about saving money. It was about proving that adventure is accessible to everyone. You don't need a fat bank account. You need a rich spirit. The world is full of incredible places and amazing people. It's about choosing to spend your money on experiences, not things. Look inside your own heart. What is the mountain you need to climb? Whatever it is, the principles are the same. Start with a plan, take the first step, and embrace the challenges. The greatest adventures are the ones that challenge us and change us from the inside out. So I encourage you to dream big. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Thank you for walking this path with me. The journey has just begun.